Don't scroll. I want to tell you the story of how I learned that you can't trust anybody, not even your mom. So, quick backstory. My mom had a really neglectful childhood, culminating in a forced marriage, and then she had a son, Hector Giovanni, my oldest brother. That marriage disintegrated. She goes to service. She joins the army. She meets my father. They end up getting married. She has my older sister, Tamara, and me, Alexis. All her children are 4 years apart. So, Hector Giovanni, 74, 78, my sister, 82, me. My father, afterwards, they moved to New York to be like where my dad was from and where his family was. Then they moved to Atlantic City, New Jersey, because my father had a job in the Coast Guard. He was a member of the Coast Guard. But then he's lost his job in the Coast Guard, and our family experienced housing insecurity, homelessness, the whole run of things. It was bad news. My dad didn't stick around for that. The story goes, he went back to New York. My mother finds her way to this place called the Lincoln Motel, which was, I guess, some sort of low-cost housing solution for poor people. I don't know. It's a horrible place, honestly, if you hear talk about it. Probably one of those cheap motels. I can only tell this part of the story from what people have told me. So this is all secondhand. After the Lincoln Motel, she finds housing at 48 North Main. This little row house directly across the street from the ocean. That part of it, I think, was so cool. And I can remember that because I was in that house too at 4 years old. It was me, my older sister Tamara, who is 8, and Hector Giovanni, who is 12. At that time, I think my mom was working as like a change person or something at the casinos, and she would often work overnight shifts or like during the day. My brother and my sisters were in school during the day, but unfortunately, I was 4 years old, and she had tried taking me around to all the different schools, but they were all full, and so nobody could take me, and I was in that cusp age that they could make me wait until the next year, so that's what they decided to do. So very often, I was just like at home alone, doing my own thing. The other thing to understand about 4-year-old Alexis at home alone on 48 North Main, doing her own thing, is that we need to understand that food insecurity was real there. That buying and paying for food, it costs money, as my dad likes to say. That costs money. And money was not in like a big supply. It was not just going around like gold, I guess. And so, with that understood, like, let me proceed with the story. So during that time period, my older brother was kind of struggling. Not even kind of, he was struggling. He was doing different things around the neighborhood, like causing different troubles, as voracious young boys might do, getting into different things. I don't know what my sister was doing. I can't remember really. We didn't really play together, and I don't remember like any friends. I don't know what Tam was doing. I remember sometimes we would end up going with Hector. Like I fell off, like he would ride us on his bicycle. I don't know. Anyways, I was at home alone a lot, and I was left to my own devices, and I am a curious person, and I was a curious child, and I got hungry, and I wanted to try chocolate milk and Fruit Loops. I was just like wondering what it would taste like. I always have been curious about weird things. And so the chocolate milk and the Fruit Loops, I get them. It's disgusting, by the way. Any stoners who are like, ooh, that sounds like an interesting snack idea, I'm gonna try that. That shit was nasty. But anyway, it was so nasty that 4-year-old me was like, damn, I don't want to eat this, but I did understand enough to know that I wasn't supposed to, because I didn't want to eat the cereal. I decided that it would be smart to hide the cereal behind the toilet. I don't No, it looked like the perfect place to hide the cereal. Like, who's looking behind the toilet for a bowl of cereal? I stand by that. I'm 43 years old, right? So this is almost 40 years later, and I stand by hiding the cereal behind the toilet. It's a dumb idea, but I stand by like my reasoning at the time is what I'm saying. But anyway, naturally, my mom finds the bowl of cereal behind the toilet. Like, she was gonna find the bowl of cereal. It was gonna start smelling, honestly. Like, if she didn't find it, she would smell it after a certain point. And she is incensed because she works hard for the money to buy the food, and here I am with my willful 4-year-old alone self trying to prepare food for myself, experimenting and not liking it, and then having the nerves, the unmitigated gall to then try and waste food and hide it behind the toilet. Fuck is wrong with me? Well, luckily I had a mother who is a disciplinarian who will show me what's wrong with me. And she went and got a leather belt, and she started going to town beating my ass. Now, I think the other brothers and sisters whose parents had belts know what I'm talking about. Now, as a 4-year-old, I'm going to tell you, I feel like I was kind of a smart 4-year-old because I was not standing there getting beat. I'm running around this house. She had to work to beat me with that belt because I'm running from the belt. I am running from the belt. And after a certain point, I think I run into the bathroom and lock the door because why would I just keep running around? I can't escape her. I need to get out of a way of her. So I run into the bathroom and I lock the door. And my mother still needs to beat me. The discipline is not done for her. And so what I do is be in the bathroom. What she does is say to me, Alexis, open the door, Alexis. Open the door. No, I'm not opening the door, obviously. She's beating me with the fucking belt. She's clearly mad. She had like a very thick sort of Hispanic. She was like a female Tony Montana, like the way she said things, very thick accent. And she says to me, let me in to the bathroom, Alexis. Let me in. And I'm like, no. And then she calms down her voice. She says, Alexis, I'm not mad at you anymore. You can open the door. You can unlock the door. I won't hurt you. You can open the door. So it's my mom. I think I'm supposed to obey my mom. The fact that I hid the soup behind the toilet says that on some level already, as a child, I felt like I was doing something wrong. I think about all the time about how I trusted my mother in this moment and opened the door, right? I just did the math and I figured I need to open the door. I opened the door. She comes in the bathroom, she grabs my wrist so I cannot escape. And she goes to town with that fucking belt. She goes to town with that fucking belt. And she beats me until she's satisfied. And in that moment, at 4, that was when I learned that you cannot trust anyone. Not even your mother. You have to look at the context. You have to look at the time. You have to look at what's their goal. What's your goal? You can't trust anyone. You can't. But you can evaluate the frameworks at play and understand the motives and intents of the people that you're dealing with. That's what you can do. And you can trust yourself. Trust your assessment of the situation.